Whether it's from Elise or from back in Alien, that's the question.
There were a lot of stirrings between yesterday and today. A lot of accusations flying, a lot of hilarious sound clips about the whole thing. So that one is just going to be entertaining. I'm going to have to pop some popcorn before that, and I'm sorry if it affects your health in a negative way, but I'm going to have fun with that one.
Yeah.
And the last match of the day will be Nully versus Hydra.
Another good, I think, excellent match. It's really hard to bet against Hydra in a match like this, but Nully has been super solid, and Nully does have a lot of both the members of the old Nully teams and the members of the old Hun teams combined together into one kind of Super Voltron team.
And
maybe like a Super Voltron Broadsword, Broadsword and Vargur team.
Yeah. That would be amazing. And to Elise's point earlier, I mean, what he said with regards to Exodus versus Tuskers, it being a must-win, that's true for almost everybody else.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
You could look at PL and Hydra and think they're so comfortable and they define the meta like year after year, but there's so many teams that are so dangerous down there now.
Yeah.
It is a meat grinder if you don't win your match this round.
I am terrified of Tri and Shadow Cartel. Like, whoever loses these next matches will have a week of nightmares of Tri, like, no-scoping them and, like, Shadow Cartel going out of the arena but still winning somehow.
Yeah.
So that'll be a disaster for whoever loses the next few matches.
On the bright side, though, I mean, silver linings, not for the teams, but more for us, is those matches are going to be amazing.
Are going to be amazing all the way through.
Yeah.
And starting next weekend, we're going to start having like we said before, the best 2 out of 3, the best out of 5 matches. Yeah, and those are historically amazing series.
Yeah. Last Alliance tournament ended with something that I think a lot of people chewed off their nails and maybe some of their fingers as well, or so I've heard.
Still recovering a little bit over here.
But in the end, you should never doubt. You should always believe. And Exodus versus Tuskers. That's the next match. This is the quarterfinals. And I've just been told that the match is ready. So,
all right.
Time to get this.
Get some quick predictions in.
Yeah, quick predictions. I'm on Exodus. I'm on Exodus.
I am, this is probably the only time I'll say it, but I'm officially a member of Exodus, and therefore I must also say Exodus and say a prayer.
I'm hoping for Exodus to help me turn around this really bad prediction streak I've been going. I've only gotten 2 out of the second half, but my bad luck is with Exodus.
So I've got Exodus 2 in my little bracket thing, but I'm going to say Exodus are going to win with Celestices.
Ooh.
The way these predictions are going, it looks like we'll have a very, very, very interesting losers bracket next weekend. Let's see what happens as the hype period takes off.
Alliance.
Welcome to Wormhole Space, man. We be flying tech trees and smoking them trees. This VOD Alliance represented by Pandora Spear and Viper Fleet Inc.
Welcome back to the casting booth with a puff and back. We have a fantastic match here between Exodus and the Tuskers. Exodus seemingly takes some inspiration from CVA, bringing a sacrilege in their comp with their Flaggeddon. They've got an Astarte and Neros, double Celestis as Elise predicted, 3 Vexers, True Cores, and a Maulus.
Yeah, Tuskers have also brought an Armageddon, although they did not bring their flagship Geddon. So both these teams actually do have flagship Geddons, but Exodus opted to bring theirs, and Tuskers did not. We have 2 Eos, Oneros Celestis, 2 Vexers, triple Heretic, and 2 Maulus on the Tuskers side. Interestingly, both Armageddons warped in at closer ranges. They're at about 30 kilometers with support balls around them, and then the main bulk of the cruisers are off at 50 for both teams.
Yeah, looks like the match will be starting in just a few seconds. Let's see firstly what the drone drop choice is from both teams.
Well, and again, we have a triple Heretic against like support and Cruor support. Heretics, we saw Cruors not do so well earlier, so this is interesting, but I have faith. Exodus is a good team. They're going to apply these better. Right off the bat, we have Bay RJ and an Eos neutered out. probably going to have trouble running links.
One of those
and
Cures jumping into his armor tank straight through shield, got volleyed through that.
The
He's now
Oneros is
painted,
as well.
but reps are on him. The Oneros also taking a lot of damage.
Boss
But
Hydra.
looks like reps are going okay. The Oneros does need to split his reps though. That can be a very, very difficult task.
Yeah, this is interesting to see that the damage is almost all across the Exodus team, and meanwhile Tuskers don't seem to be taking much damage. There's an EOS just losing his shields now, and that was the one that was neuted, but you know, his neuts are off, so his links are probably back on.
Yeah, I mean, the EOS is a very difficult primary. I mean, just when you've got Vexors there, when you've got a Celestis there, I'm not sure why you're shooting the EOS, but Exodus are much better at the AT than I am, so I will trust them in their decision.
Well, we have
Looks like that
the
crew
Damp
war
War
is going down further,
Yeah.
but no, the reps are still
The
on
Damp
it.
War is definitely won by Tuskers here, which is bad news for Exodus. They have basically all of their main ships are damped out, including the Celestis. They have Tackle, Newts, Nas, Scram, Web, everything on that Geddon of Latronicus. We will see if that makes a difference. They have started to do damage to him.
I'm
Meanwhile-
quite surprised to see a Newt on the Sacrilege, obviously, as it's got missile-based damage. Maybe they think it's got an active tank or something.
Well, they could be trying to slow him down. He's only moving 200 meters a second.
Oh,
Maybe they're
crikey.
shutting off an MWD, something
good
of that
point.
nature. So maybe keeping him from getting past, again, the ball of no cap, the sphere of death.
Exodus now have run out of the shield tank on most of their ships. Obviously, they're armor tanked, but that means you got even less time
Well,
for
and here we
Logi
go.
to
The
switch reps.
Sacrilege taking
Oh,
quite a bit of
here we
damage.
go.
So they did. And he is right on top of that Geddon too.
Web
he is
down as well. It's
Yeah.
going down into deep armor. Will it finish off? Yet going now closer and closer to structure. The Geddon of Tuskers is also taking a lot of damage, but it looks like the Sacrilege is going to fall.
no. Wow,
Nope.
no reps. There's reps.
There's
Finally
reps.
reps.
Then less
But
reps.
can we do it? That Sacrilege is going to go down, and nothing in trade. Nothing in trade. The Armageddon's still at half armor for Latronicus, so Exodus giving up a lot of points, giving up an important ship, and getting nothing for it.
Now, both the Armageddon and the EOS tackled. Not going to do much, going to help a little bit, but not, you know, they're slow ships anyway. Looks like the other Armageddon, the Armageddon of Exodus, is also tackled.
And
Looks
a
like
crew are
the
about to go down.
Crewers now of
He
Exodus, they're
just
really
did pull out
trying
some
to get
armor
those
rep.
webs
But
off
Boss
field.
Hydra is losing armor very, very rapidly, struggling to keep with his local tank going. He is webbed and neuted down, and he is not long for this world. So that Oneros next for Exodus is going to go down. This is looking grimmer and grimmer for Exodus as it goes on. That Armageddon is
there
being
goes
repped
the
as well,
Oneros.
and Oneros is down. That Armageddon is still getting reps. Exodus are not breaking that Armageddon, and they really don't seem to be changing targets.
I mean, Tuskers still have all their pilots together. I mean, this is so good for them. They've barely lost anything. They've still got a healthy tank on all of their ships. And, you know, for the Exodus team, they've lost a Sacrilege. They've lost an Oneros. And really, if you're looking at targets, like, that's got to be a morale break for the Exodus team. The Sacrilege is probably a tankier ship there as they lose a Celestis and a Crow at almost the same time.
Well, look, here we go. The expensive one is tackled. The expensive one is taking damage. There'll be a crewer. He may survive for a little bit longer. He's target pendant, but the Armageddon flagship for Exodus has just lost his shields. Now, the last flagship we saw explode in the last match was only worth 8 billion. I have a feeling that Exodus flagship is worth quite a bit
Second
more.
Crow down. That's a little bit of new power. That's those special webs off the field, making it much easier for the smaller ships to move around. Looks like the Geddon itself is webbed, still taking chunks and chunks of damage. Look at that control bar. Boost the top as the newts of the Geddon are applied to something.
Oh, wow, look at that go. And that Oneros, by the way, of Sainsbury is starting to take damage on the Tusker side. That's about the most headway they've made in doing damage to anything in the other team, but I don't see it sustained. Meanwhile, that Armageddon of Exodus, half armor and dropping.
Oh, the Neros, yeah, of Tuskers, as you say, is dropping. Looks like he's just about managing to hold reps. The Armageddon of Exodus is now getting into very, very low tank indeed. Looks like it is going to go down, but frankly, I am just amazed that the Tuskers have come up against Exodus and have, we can say pretty much they're going to win this match, but they haven't lost a single ship against one of the best teams of last year.
I'm astounded, and my bracket is crying. Another ship, that crew are finally dropped, and that Armageddon flagship goes down along with it. This is dire and frankly over. Exodus have not killed a single ship, barely have the Oneros at half armor, and they have lost a Geddon, an Oneros, Sacrilege, Celestis, and 3 of their frigates. They have very little left. They do have some damage left, but they're facing a full team now with half a team.
Both these teams known very, very well on Tranquility throughout the rest of the year for their excellence in small gang and solo piloting. And I think that this match has really given them a chance to test their reputations against each other, and Tuskers have got to be smug about this for a very, very long time.
There are a lot of medium rep bots on that Oneros, so that means that the Tuskers team is really not putting out as much damage as they possibly could, and you can see that reflected in their attack bar. The red is the actual attack damage that is being applied. The rest of the black is potential potential. So perhaps damage drones pulled in to put rep drones on their Oneros, keep it alive. At this point, they don't need their full amount of damage. They have won this match pretty comfortably. Starting web down.
Look at this massive control bar even. It's even bigger than the defense bar. They came into this with a Celestis, with 2 Maulers. They've got the huge newts of the Geddon. Like, they can exert their will on this match so well, and they have done so.
This is just really a shocking result to me. I mean, all credit due to Tuskers for this, and they're not a bad team, but Exodus just have such a good history, such a history of doing really well against really tough teams. You know, we watched the series this morning, a Pandemic Legion against Exodus, before we started, you know, from last year, and that was just a really close series all the way. So this is no slouch team from Exodus, and they are just getting handled. You know, from the very beginning, I pointed out the Damp War was won right away by Tuskers, and ever since, the Damp War has been held by Tuskers. They have had the damp spread across whatever ships they needed to have it spread across the entire fight, and dictated the match as a result. And here we go, Celestis down just in a starting to clean up. Oh, sorry, Vexor down 2. Vexor in a starting to clean up, and Tuskers do not appear that they are going to lose anything.
Yeah, so this means Tuskers go into the final weekend in the winners bracket. They are guaranteed to have the least matches played, or equal matches, to any of the other opponents they're supposed to face. They're going to be better rested. They're going to be able to consider a smaller amount of matches that they need to prepare for. Being in the winners bracket, in the undefeated bracket, coming into the final weekend is such an incredible boon.
Well, and with the end of this match here, Exodus going into that elimination bracket, the elimination bracket just got a lot nastier. It is not where you want to be. And they, I have a feeling, are going to really put up a fight down there. These guys will have their backs against the wall. They do not have a flagship any longer. And, well, the Astarte is going to go down here very slowly.
They're going to be something of a final boss at the end of losers bracket. If you have a team that, you know, dropped in the early rounds, you know, they fought their way through match after match after match, and then you have to face Exodus.
Well, you know, you say that, but there are an awful lot of good teams down in the losers bracket that have gone there today. So it's going to be very interesting to see. However, we have that Astarte slowly but surely dying, although he seems to have stopped taking damage. Like, he's regenerating a little bit of shields.
They might just be waiting to loot that flag getting, get all the expensive mods, get it nice and safe.
Entirely likely,
up in
because
their cargo.
He is tackled down. He's got ships all over him. He's just not taking damage. So.
Yeah, so looks like the Vexor of Coolvin is actually taking damage from the Astarte. He's still trying, bless his cotton socks, he's still trying to get damage on that Vexor, take down a kill, not have it be a whitewash, but you know, at this point it's just not pointless.
Bless his cotton socks?
Yes, I did.
I can
and
say I have never heard that in my life. I love it.
Visit England more often.
And here we go. The Astarte now taking damage. I've been to England a few times and still never heard that. The Astarte is taking damage again. They must have successfully looted the flagship. We have just under 2 minutes remaining, but it's going to take a lot less time than that. He's already into structure.
The Astarte, massive props and congratulations to the Tuskers Co.
Hats off.
We'll send it back to the analysis desk.
Kill the thingy. A thingy just landed. Okay, align to that territorial thingy. Kill the thingy. Snow get thingy. Starburst. Kill the thingies.
So that's how poor alliances are made. They lose flagship Armageddons. Exodus go in a flaming pile down to the elimination bracket. How do you feel, Sir Squeebles?
You know, that doesn't bother me at all. I don't know. I was pretty calm.
I wish I had some baked potatoes so I could put some salt on them.
Yeah, let's just move on. We got another match, right?
So what did you guys think?
Yeah, well, at least you can talk a bit about that. But I agree with what he's about to say in that was a kind of a weird setup.
Yeah, we predicted like dams would happen because neither team banned out dams. But for some reason, Exodus decided not to take Molluses with their Celestis. So their Celestis has lost a dam board to Tuskers who had Mollus and a Celestis. So those crewers that they took, like we talked about it earlier, the Blood Raiders faction stuff, kind of awful. They look good on paper, but they're actually awful in the tournament, and they have a really low win rate. So if you downgrade those crewers to Molluses,
Well, yeah, actually, I got the math wrong originally. If you downgrade them to like a damp Merlin, then you could save some more points, or you could just swap them for Molluses straight up.
yeah. So I mean,
there's
if
a lot
you
of options.
swap it to Molluses or something, or maybe fast locking damps, then your Celestis, which you invest 12 points into, can actually win the damp war and control the damp war throughout, which is what that Exodus team really, really needed. I mean, it was kind of bizarre. You had an Astarte, you had a Sacrilege, a Flaggeddon, which was probably cool. I don't know. Was it blinged out? I think it was blinged outrageous. But yeah, I mean, all the credit should go to Tuskers here. They flew their setup amazingly. It was a great setup. I really, really liked it. And the bad part is that Exodus now have to face the winner of Shadow Cartel and Afterlife. Those two teams are in the losers bracket because those two teams lost to PL, the last year's champions. So that's going to be really brutal. That is going to be super mega brutal.
Yes.
Super mega brutal.
Super mega.
That's pretty brutal.
That's almost top tier brutality.
So like those three teams all have experience like coming within spitting distance of beating PL. Because Exodus last year in the losers bracket final like got that close to killing a PL Tengu that was
Tengu was
breaking.
like, it was not breaking. It was totally fine the whole time.
So the Tuskers managed to surprise all of us and earn us a big fat X in our prediction sheet. And the way this is going, because I suspect we all know who picked what for the rest of the teams. So you guys better start counting on some outside factors, apparently. Maybe it's not just incompetence that makes these teams lose. On our part, that is. So let's move on to the next match, which is TNT versus the Camel Empire. This is something that we've been looking forward to. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer immediately. TNT got rid of the Sleipnir and the Claymore, while the Camel Empire banned the Vargur and the Golem.
All right. So I know exactly what I would be expecting Camel to bring from that.
Yeah, me too.
The Vargur Golem has been banned 3 times in this tournament, twice by Hydra, once by Camel Empire, who trained with Hydra, and every single time it's because they wanted to bring Artie Sleipnirs and all the damps, every one of the damps.
But they can't this time, based on the ban.
Well, they can't bring the
Raiders-
Sleipnir.
But
Right.
but you can swap other stuff out.
Yeah,
Like the Sleipnir is not the part, like the most defining part of that.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a Sleipnir team with damps. It's a damp team that happens to have Sleipnirs on it. So they can just swap those out. I mean, you could probably even put like a Nighthawks in there, and it would probably work just as well. So if I'm TNT, I've got to say, man, I hope my mojo works, and I hope Camel Empire can screw up, or at least have some answer to damps.
Yeah.
I kind of want to break a rule and to raise this up here so I can talk about go back to the Exodus match that we were just looking at.
Sure.
Your flagship was rather blinked out, wasn't it?
No, I think we should just keep on Camel and yeah.
So 20 bill.
Yeah.
I think this is the most expensive loss yet.
Yeah.
That nets you the top of some charts at least.
Good.
I don't think it's the most expensive flagship we've seen so far, though.
No.
Seen, no, but lost.
Yeah,
No.
definitely lost. The Try one, the Rattlesnake, that one seemed to be doing an awful lot of damage.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure that one's pretty blingy too.
I'm also pretty sure that it's going to be brought out again. Hopefully it'll get destroyed. We really like kill mills. We
Yes.
really like kill mills. So let's move on again. Now we can leave it behind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
The
I'm
rest-
over it now. I'm
So
over
things
it now.
that Camel can bring with the damps. Honestly, like you can swap in a lot of things for 16 points, or you could actually shift around the point values. They could go with Astartes or Eoses. They could go with, like I said, Vultures or Nighthawks. There's a lot of kind of options there. They could also go strategic cruisers. They have the option for those. So there really is kind of a lot of things they can slot in here. What'll be actually kind of interesting is because I will expect that for a setup like this, they've tested it a lot back and forth between Camel and Hydra. They practiced together. They probably practiced a bunch of variants. So actually, this might be a hint about what Hydra might bring.
Yeah.
As like what they swap into this kind of damp setup when they get the Sleipnirs banned out, that may actually indicate to future competitors against Hydra what they would swap out. So it's actually very useful intel for that.
Interesting. Having such a close practice partner is maybe a weakness after all. An extra source of intel. So we can go through the obvious stuff, but I feel like that's sort of not something we should be looking at now. Like the Khila is open right now. The Rattlesnake is open. The EOS has not been banned. There are a lot of the other setups that we've been seeing today and yesterday that are open, but I super suspect, you've got me saying this now, that this is not something we should expect.
You might expect it from TNT.
Yeah,
Because we
maybe,
don't know what TNT is going to bring. They've been kind of, they've I think had a pretty good variety. That's
good,
fair to say, yeah. And their bans aren't nearly as kind of directed as Camel's bans. Camel's bans are explicitly to counter anything that could get past a really heavy control team.
As Elise put it earlier, it seems that TNT have a special module they fit somewhere that makes the other teams bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I don't think there's no way TNT win this one, but there is a way TNT can win this one. I don't know. I think they can. This is where the bans get really tricky, right? Because Camel Empire did something that's so obvious, even we know what's going on. So are they trying to like outthink TNT, or are they saying, "Hey TNT, I bet you're going to expect dams, so I'm not going to bring any dams, so you're going to waste all of your slots into countering dams, and I'm going to beat you that way"? Or are they just actually saying, "We're going to bring dams and then bring dams"?
Yeah, I mean, if TNT has a good team with a Paladin, we actually saw that attempted against these bans before with the No Holds Barred guide against Hydra. They obviously ended up falling to ECM against their Tengu, but that's the kind of thing you should at least consider in this situation. Yeah. It also could be what Camel's expecting, but that's the wheels within wheels stuff, like you said.
Yeah. But now the match is ready, so I think we should just, we've all set our, no, let's do predictions. Yes. I'm going with the Camel Empire.
TNT did field the Navy Dominix in their first match, so that alone, by default, Camel Empire.
You wouldn't have gone with Camel Empire otherwise.
No, they look shaky.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Camel Empire on this. Although I would, again, like I said, if TNT wins this, then they will have my undying just hype.
Agreed.
Because that would be spectacular.
Yep. They are the team of destiny, TNT are, but maybe their destiny is going into the elimination bracket and then just winning through there.
And then having to run into
it's a terrible destiny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if they lose this, they're going up against, what is it, Outbreak, or Triumvirate?
Yep.
Whichever wins that, that's not going to be fun.
Yeah, that is not pretty. So I'm guessing Camel Empire are going to win this one.
So, 4 on Camel Empire. Let's take it to the youth and the appeal in the commentator booth.
In Eve, the only thing worth more than ISK is trust. This October 4th in Amsterdam, Eve is real.
Welcome back to Day 6 of Alliance Tournament 12. We have a match for you here between the Camel Empire and Tactical Narcotics team. I am the Appeal, and next to me here is the Youth. We are looking at two very interesting setups from these two teams, and why don't you tell us about them, Popney?
So TNT bring a super strong team in the form of 2 Armageddons, 2 Eos, and a Neos for Logi, 2 Heretics and 3 Towers, which is a lot of anti-support, and then 2 Kestrels to fill them out on points. Camel Empire, on the other hand, have their own 2 Eos, instead going for 2 Ishtars for some more drone damage, and a Neos as well for Logi, 3 Heretics for their own strong anti-support, triple Morlus for some super heavy damps, and then a Malediction.
So Camel has come in with E-War support, and TNT, in theory, have anti-E-War support.
Yes.
We shall see how that pans out, but in recent matches, it has not panned out well.
I really don't know. I mean, Camel have their own Heretics. If the Heretics kill the Towers, then it'll be harder to kill the Molus, but the Heretics and Towers might kill the Heretics or Molus first, and you just can't really tell. I mean, I am wondering what the Geddons are going to be able to do in this match. You know, drone damage is not relying on Cat. It's going to be more about controlling who moves where, who has Cat for their prop mod, a little bit more stuff to do with that. So we start, and already damps spread beautifully across the support wing of the TNT team, and a Kestrel taking a lot of damage.
This is why we play the matches. Kestrel down. What this looks like on paper may not be how it turns out, but so far, this is what we expect. The Moluses are absolutely just terrorizing the TNT team. Look at all the damage going down. Those Heretics absolutely doing work.
Oh my god. Camel realized that the support war 1 would win the match, and I've never seen a support wing die so quickly in an
No,
AT
they
team.
absolutely erased the support on the other side. Looks like that, well, I was going to say that Talwar made a run for it and got away, but he's gone too. So, absolutely, I mean, they just devastated the TNT team right off the bat, 45 seconds in, and TNT have 2 heretics and now about to be 1 heretic left as support. Meanwhile, Camel Empire have a little bit of armor damage on their own arrows, so doesn't look
Camel
stressed.
reminding us why we have so much faith in them after the kind of the hero run of the TNT team. That was absolutely incredible. And now they're going to work on the final heretic. The Aneros is also taking a lot of damage. There's the ASB boost, which you can fit on the Aneros. Heretic going down. It's TP'd as well. I mean, reps are holding fine with the Camel Empire. Actually, having said that, one of the heretics is going down, but no, rep cycle gets on. Heretic does have an armor resist bonus, so reps apply very, very well to it. And now the Aneros going down for TNT in short order.
So the Oneros has a lot, the Oneros on the Camel Empire side has a lot of light armor maintenance bot 2s around it, but is absolutely getting eaten by all these infiltrator 2s on it. We shall see how this turns out. That Heretic doing a drive-by to get some reps there for Water Ubersnall. Oneros is starting to go down a little faster, but you know what, at this point, Camel Empire is so far ahead. They break that EOS, and I think this match is all over.
Pretty much. I mean, Camel Empire just smacking TNT down. They saw an up-and-coming team, much like themselves, and just went, nope, this is our tournament.
Yeah, it's really, really an incredible display here from Camel Empire, just decisively shutting down TNT.
Ooh, they might
may lose
get
in
the Aneros. It might not be a whitewash.
But you know what? They're going to trade an EOS for it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, they've still lost, but it would be nice to get a kill, wouldn't it?
I mean, we're, what, 2.25 minutes into this match. That EOS just went down for TNT, and Camel Empire's logistics is still tanking. He is running for his life and got 5 drones on him, but a lot more rep drones.
I think
feeling
with that, Camel have just terrified every other team still in the tournament. If they can do that to a support wing that quickly, like, do you even dare bring a support wing against them as of such a form?
But you have to win the damn
You have
war.
to.
You can't rely on just Celestis to win an E-War battle. And you see right there, one of the heretics taking some damage, but you know, really, you have to practice against that. You have to learn. Watch this match. You know, maybe check it out on LSEC. Watch the 3-dimensional view that they've got, and look at the flying. What did Camel do so well to absolutely crush them?
I can tell you what did. They nuked range damps on the TNT team support. Those Kestrels could not counter damp. Those Towers could not do light missiles. Those Heretics could not do light missiles. Their support was safe. Then they had their own Heretics really, really nuke through all of the support wing very, very quickly, probably even popping light drones on the EOS and Ishtars to begin with to just take them out. I mean, I think the only thing they possibly could have done is like maybe try and fly behind the Geddon so the drones pass through them so the Geddon smart bomb maybe, but even then, you know, it all happened so quickly, probably before they could even react. They went, okay, let's do this, this, and this. Hey, where did all our small stuff go?
So Armageddon down there for the Tactical Narcotics team. One thing to mention here also is both these teams landed about a 90-degree angle. They warped in a 90-degree angle from each other. So although they warped in at range, they were closer than the 100 kilometers you might expect a 50-kilometer warp in. So that Oneros for Camel has pulled back an awful lot of armor from those rep drones. He is safe and sound, and Oxygen 02 seems to be the next target who will drop.
Yep, that will wrap it up here. I mean, we've got that Armageddon taking more and more damage. Camel slowing down the DPS application. Those Geddons are still probably running smart bombs, making it very difficult to get the drone-based DPS and even the missile-based DPS onto it, given the light missiles can be